If you want to know which AI voice generator sounds the most realistic, after testing almost every one of them, I wanted to see which performs the best. If I'm being honest, most of them are pretty average. If you're serious and don't want to test every model yourself, this is the way to go. In this video, I'm going to show you the one AI voice generator that beats them all. Now, what really separates a robotic voice from a natural one comes down to three main things: tone and speed, intentional pauses, and emphasis. Most generators have only one or two of these, but the AI I'm going to show you today has nailed them all, and it's probably not the one you think. The four AI voice generators we're looking at are Well Said, Fish Audio, ElevenLabs, and Minimax. They all promise to give amazing results, but the difference between what they claim and their real results is pretty wild. So let's look at the report card and find out which one creates the most realistic voices. First is quality, because if you can't even understand what's being said in the audio, nothing else matters. We're looking at overall sound clarity here. Next is emotional range, which means seeing if the voice sounds human or like a robot. Then there's ease of use. If a tool is impossible to figure out, it's not very useful. And finally, price and value, to see if you're actually getting your money's worth or not. So let's see which AI voice generator will get the best rating. Starting with the quality, Well Said sounds like a professional news reporter.
Good day, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Greg, and I'm your narrator.
It is very clear, but it can feel a little stiff sometimes. I'm giving it 3 stars. Fish Audio is one of the best models when it comes to quality.
The morning brings little comfort, a handful of dried berries, a cup of water from yesterday's rain.
The overall sound is nearly flawless. That's why I'm giving it 4 stars. For ElevenLabs, I really don't have anything to point out.
You ever get that feeling like today's the day everything clicks? Yeah. Let's go make something amazing happen.
The sound quality is clear overall, so I'd rate it 4.5 stars. Every now and then, you might need to regenerate the voice to get it just right. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for Minimax, which sometimes sounds like talking through a phone with someone.
Hello? How was your day? Is everything alright with you?
I give it 2.5 stars. Now let's look at emotional range. Well Said works best for serious professional narration, but it's hard to make it sound truly energetic or emotional.
An early concept for the museum was scrapped after it was discovered the architect was using metric instead of imperial measurements.
That limitation brings it down to 2 stars. Fish Audio allows you to add emotional cues that tell the AI how the voice should be delivered.
Oh my goodness, people. You won't believe what's happening right now.
It gives you a lot of control, but if you don't know how to use it, you can do more harm. I'll give it 4 stars. ElevenLabs, on the other side, was trained on millions of data, and it can figure out the voice emotions on its own. If you write a sad sentence, the voice sounds sad automatically.
I'm so upset and sad, I want to cry.
It's very useful, especially if you don't want to write detailed prompts, so this one gets 5 stars. Minimax has a similar training as ElevenLabs, but for some reasons, it just doesn't sound that good.
I am so upset and sad. I want to cry.
I give this a solid 4 stars, but all these features don't really matter if the tool is impossible to figure out. So let's move on to ease of use. First up is Well Said. The platform feels highly structured and efficient, especially when you're handling bigger workloads. It's designed more for business teams, but it works just as fine for normal people. I'll give it 4 stars. Now when it comes to Fish Audio, there's a big learning curve. Before you can get decent voices, you need to master the emotion tag syntax, which can take a lot of trial and error. If you're willing to spend a week learning everything, it's worth it, but for a beginner, it can get very confusing, so it gets 2 stars. ElevenLabs combines a beginner-friendly interface with high-quality outputs. You can begin creating realistic voiceovers immediately, even as a complete beginner, and for this easy-to-use platform, I'm giving it 4.5 stars. Looking at Minimax, you'll notice a more advanced interface, much like Fish Audio, designed with developers in mind. It's very useful if you know what you're doing, but it's not the right fit for beginners, so it also gets 2 stars. Now let's see which one is actually worth your money. In terms of cost, Well Said is the priciest choice. It usually starts at about $50, but if you need additional audio, you can easily end up on the $160 per month plan. When it comes to value, Fish Audio offers one of the best deals. It's for $5.50 per month, so you get almost 6 hours of talking for less than the price of a coffee. Depending on your budget, ElevenLabs has 3 pricing tiers: $5, $22, and $99 per month. But honestly, I've been on the $22 plan for a long time, and I've never run out of credits. With Minimax, you only pay based on usage, which makes it very affordable for larger projects. It costs about $17 for 330,000 credits, which works out to roughly 0.39 cents for every 10,000 credits. Now let's look at the final ratings. With an average of 2.5 stars, Well Said doesn't perform that well. Minimax earns 3.5 stars. It handles emotions well, but beginners may struggle with the more advanced interface. When it comes to Fish Audio, it's just below 4 stars. The quality is impressive, but there is a noticeable learning curve, and our winner, ElevenLabs, leads with an average of 4.5 stars. It combines the best human-sounding voices with an easy-to-use interface. Since you've seen why this is the best option, I'm going to walk you through the methods in ElevenLabs and explain the core settings that make a voice sound realistic. If you want to follow along, I'll leave a link in the description down below. Once you log into ElevenLabs, this is the first screen you'll see. And before we jump into text-to-speech, which we'll use to read our text, we first need to find a voice. As I said, ElevenLabs gives you 3 different methods. The first one is to choose a pre-made voice. To do this, click Voices in the left side panel. As you can see, there are a lot of options, but you can actually filter them to get exactly what you're looking for. You can choose the language, the accent, and the specific style, whether it's conversational, educational, or designed for social media. For our voice, I'll choose English with an American accent and set the style to social media. If you open the filters tab on the right, you can select the gender and age you prefer. I'll select the voice of a young female, and these are the results we get back. If you want to listen to one, just click on it and it'll start playing. Also, for each one, you can see how many people have used it before. The reason this matters is that while popular voices often have better quality, it can also be a big downside. You don't want to use the same voice as thousands of other people because your content won't feel original and people might skip it. But if you want to avoid this, you can use the advanced search filters. In the top corner, press this button to sort the voices by trending, latest, or most users so you can easily browse through them. Let's click on latest and here's what we get back. These are all voices that have been created recently, so not many people are using them yet. It might take you some time, but once you find a voice you like, you'll know for sure there aren't thousands of others using it. And when you find it, click on this plus icon to add it to your voices. This is a voice I really like, so I'll go ahead and choose it. Now let's go ahead and test it out. On the left side panel, click on text to speech and select the voice we just added. Now for the AI voice model, you have a few different options. The latest one ElevenLabs has added is called 11v3, and while it's their most expressive model, it's still under development. As a result, it demands more detailed prompts, and you might hear minor variations in the voice as it generates. So for today, I'll choose 11 Multilingual version 2, which is the exact model most professional creators use, and for the rest of the settings, I'll leave them like this for now, because I want to cover them in more depth in just a minute. Let's try a high energy hook for social media. I'll type, "Stop scrolling, you won't believe what I just found. This is literally a game changer that is going to save you hundreds of hours every single week." Let's press generate speech, and here's the result we get back.
Stop scrolling. You won't believe what I just found. This is literally a game changer that is going to save you hundreds of hours every single week.
This came out really well. It captured that urgent TikTok energy perfectly. Next, let's test a subtle and more emotional vibe. I'll change the text to, "The city was finally quiet. I never thought I'd actually miss the noise." Click generate and let's listen to it.
The city was finally quiet. I never thought I'd actually miss the noise.
And finally, let's go for an action movie trailer style. I'll prompt, "In a world where silence is your only weapon, this summer, one man will risk everything to bring back the sound of the truth."
In a world where silence is your only weapon, this summer, one man will risk everything to bring back the sound of the truth.
It's exactly what I was expecting. Not happy with the result? You can regenerate the same text 2 more times at no additional cost. You can even change the voice completely, not by picking another preset, but by cloning any voice in a matter of seconds. These can be celebrity voices, your own voice, or just a voice you really like. You can have a lot of fun with this feature, but it has a more important usage than that. The reason why most YouTubers use it is to imitate the same persona in every video they upload. In this way, they clone a voice they like and use it for everything. This builds trust in the audience. Now, very few AI generators have a proper feature like this that actually works as expected, but ElevenLabs is one of them. So let me show you how to use it. To do this, let's go back to the Voices tab and press Create a Voice. Here, you'll see 2 options to clone a voice: Instant Voice Clone and Professional Voice Clone. With the first option, you get everything done in less than 10 seconds, and the results are very impressive. But if you want to take it even further, you can choose the Professional option, though you'll need at least 30 minutes of clear audio for that. No matter which option you choose, make sure the uploaded audio is very clear. And since this can be a problem, I'm going to show you a quick method to transform noisy audio into a clear sample. The best part is that you don't even have to leave ElevenLabs because the solution is right here. Let's go ahead to the left side panel and click on the voice isolation tab. You can upload noisy audio and the AI will clean it up and deliver a clear voice recording. Let's take a quick look at how it all works. I'll choose this audio and click generate. Now this is the audio we get back. Hey guys, so I'm currently doing a test for ElevenLabs voice isolator. You can tell there's no more noise in the background, and the audio is perfectly clear. And you can do this with as many files as you want. Now that we have it, let's go back to Voices, Create Voice, and choose Instant Voice Clone. Simply upload your audio samples and then give it a name. Click Save, and then we'll run a quick test in the text-to-speech panel. I'll keep the same text, but change the voice to the one we just generated. Click Generate Speech and listen to how good it sounds. In a world where silence is your only weapon, this summer, One man will risk everything to bring back the sound of the truth. That's exactly what I was looking for. If you'd like to clone your own voice at this level of quality, I've added a link to ElevenLabs in the description below. You can clone any voice you want, but that alone isn't enough for original content. If you only use pre-made voices or cloned ones, you limit yourself to what everyone else already has access to. What really separates you is developing unique styles no one has heard before. But the two methods I just showed you are not made for creating. And that's exactly why I'm adding a third option, one that gives you the freedom and control to design fully custom voices. ElevenLabs was one of the pioneers in this field, so they've spent years refining this feature. And honestly, the results are really impressive. The method is called voice design. With this, you can design your own custom voice and decide exactly how you want it to sound. You can choose the tone, speed, or emotion in just a few clicks. Let's go over to the voices section and press create voice one more time. At the top, you'll see voice design. Go ahead and click on it. This is where you choose how your voice will sound. You can make it deep, light, or even dramatic. If you really want to get the most out of it, ElevenLabs suggests following a 3-step prompt structure. They say the AI will generate a better outcome if it knows the age, nationality, and gender of the person. But what I recommend is adding even more details like the speed and intonation. So for the prompt, I'll write a socially vibrant American woman in her mid-20s with a confident, upbeat voice that feels both welcoming and dynamic. She speaks with animated inflection and expressive pacing, as if she's passionately recommending her latest obsession to close friends. But before I click generate, there's one more thing I want to show you here. If you press on the settings, this right side will pop up. And from here, you can get a preview text to see how your voice sounds before moving on. You can also adjust the guidance scale, which tells the AI how strictly to follow your prompt. I'll set it at 40% to give the AI a bit more creative freedom. Click generate voice and you'll get 3 different variations. Let's see which one sounds the best using the preview text.
Hey everyone, you absolutely have to check out this new coffee shop downtown. Hey everyone, you absolutely have to check out this new coffee shop downtown. Hey everyone, you absolutely have to check out this new coffee shop downtown.
I prefer this one, so I'm going to select it and then click select voice. I'll name it Nicole, select English, and click on Save Voice. Now before testing it, do you remember when I told you earlier about the settings that can either make or break your project? There are just 4 of these, but without knowing how to use them properly, you can easily ruin your AI voice. Honestly, that's the exact mistake I made when I was just starting out. When I played my voice alone, it sounded great, but when I put it in a full speech, it sounded robotic. That all happened because I wasn't familiar with those 4 key settings. So let's go to text-to-speech so I can show you what they do and why they are so important. Let's start with speed. It allows you to control the pace of the voice. If you want something more casual or energetic, go on the higher end. If you want a more serious or dramatic voice, going below 0.9 is the sweet spot. Now the next setting is one of the most important. Stability controls how expressive the voice is. I usually set it above 70% for a professional tone and below 60% for social media when I want it to sound more emotional. Similarity controls how closely it matches the base model. I recommend sticking to 60% if you want a consistent voice throughout all your projects. Now the last setting is style exaggeration, which is basically how much personality and dramatic flair the voice adds on top of your script. It amplifies the voice style like accent, tonality, and how certain words are pronounced. Here's how I personally use these settings to produce a UGC style ad. I'll set the speed to 1.10 and the stability to 40% to make it sound like a real human. For the similarity, I'll go with 75%, and for style exaggeration, I'll stay below 50%. For the speech, I'll write, "This is the product I have been using lately, and honestly, I did not expect to love it this much. It looked simple at first, but once I tried it, I realized why everyone keeps talking about it." And here's how it sounds.
This is the product I have been using lately, and honestly, I did not expect to love it this much. It looked simple at first, but once I tried it, I realized why everyone keeps talking about it.
It's definitely better than most AI voice generators out there, but there's one simple thing that can make it 10 times better. It gives you control over tone, speed, and emphasis, which are the 3 core elements of a natural voice. To do this, you just need to add punctuation, exclamation marks, and capitalize any word you want to emphasize. Here's how I'm going to adjust the speech. This is the product I've been using lately, and I did not expect to love it this much. It looked so simple at first, but once I actually tried it, I finally understood why everyone is talking about it. And let's click play.
This is the product I've been using lately, and I did not expect to love it this much. It looked so simple at first, but once I actually tried it, I finally understood why everyone is talking about it.
This is exactly what we want. That's a big difference, and I would genuinely think this was a real person speaking. But if you don't get what you want on the first try, you can play around with the text a couple of times until you get it. While this works with with the V2 model, ElevenLabs is actually working on replacing it with V3. With that new model, you'll be able to write the exact emotions you want without needing to play with punctuation. Because it's still being developed, there's actually another way to get the precise emotions you want. That's the voice changer feature. The process is simple. Record yourself delivering the text with your desired intonation, and the AI replaces your voice but keeps the emotion. Now I'll walk you through it. I'll upload the test I used earlier. Now I'll click generate speech and listen to the result.
Hey guys, so I'm currently doing a test for ElevenLabs voice isolator.
This is really solid. It kept the emotion perfectly and just changed the voice. And all of that is thanks to the power of ElevenLabs. I've tested a lot of AI voice tools, and honestly, nothing else came close to this quality. If you're looking to create realistic voiceovers for your content, use the link in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.